They say the free market can solve anything, except the one thing we all need, a place to live. On the other hand, government intervention promises affordable housing, but often creates red tape and skyrocketing prices. So who's really to blame for the housing crisis choking our greatest cities? The left blames greed, the right blames regulation. But what if they're both wrong? Welcome to the housing crisis, where ideology meets reality and no one leaves unscathed. To understand today's housing crisis, we have to go back. Post-World War II, Western cities experienced a boom in suburban development. Cheap land, affordable mortgages, and new highways created the American dream. But in cities like San Francisco, London, and Vancouver, the seeds of today's crisis were already being sown. Zoning laws restricted development, and urban planning created limited housing in desirable areas. Fast forward to the rise of megacities in the 1980s and 1990s, with immigration and globalization increasing urban populations. Fast forward to the 21st century, immigration to Western cities surged, creating vibrant, diverse cultures, but also overwhelming existing housing supplies. In cities like London, New York, and Sydney, immigration numbers have been high, with millions moving in over the past 2 decades. Meanwhile, inflation eroded purchasing power, making homeownership a pipe dream for many. Wages stagnated compared to housing costs, and foreign investment drove up property prices, particularly in cities like London, New York, and Sydney. The influx of immigrants has increased demand for housing, exacerbating the crisis. When it comes to solutions, the debate becomes ideological warfare. Progressives argue for rent control, public housing projects, and higher taxes on vacant properties. Critics counter that these measures often backfire, reducing supply and discouraging investment. On the other side, conservatives champion deregulation, streamlining permits, and incentivizing private developers. Yet opponents argue this only leads to luxury apartments most can't afford. The left blames capitalism, the right blames government. But the housing crisis thrives in the grey area, where both failed to deliver. So here we are, skyrocketing rents, dwindling options, and growing frustration. The housing crisis isn't just about policy, it's about priorities. Will we continue to let ideology dictate solutions, or will we face the uncomfortable truths about supply, demand, and fairness? Your voice matters. Share your thoughts. What's the real solution to this crisis? And remember, the cost of doing nothing is a future where no one can afford to call these cities home.